Hey, what is up? What's happening? Welcome to Free Coaching Friday. What's happening? What's up? All right, let's do it. Pretty sure I missed last week. I forget what I was doing. Oh, I was in Philly. So I could not do it. I'm excited to be on here. So, in case you don't know, Free Coaching Friday is where you get to choose your adventure. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a itinerary. I just focus on what questions you ask me. So you can ask me whatever questions you got: sales, marketing, faith, whatever's clever, whatever's going to help you the most. And so let me know what questions you got. One thing before we get started, we are all very excited about the September workshop. It's called the Sales Evolution Workshop, From Proven Techniques to AI Integration. If you want to boost your sales and start making more sales, we want to show you the very best way to do that, cutting edge kind of stuff. It's going to be me and my good friend Mark Harbert, and that's September 20th. There's an optional dinner mastermind the night before on the 19th. If you'd like to learn more about that, it is at higdongroup.com/evolution. higdongroup.com/evolution. That has all the details. And I'll try to post that in the comments. Let's see if that works or not. And there you go. There you go. All right. So usually on Free Coaching Friday, I'll go 20, 30 minutes answering your questions. And so feel free to hit me. What questions do you have? How can I best help you? Where are you most stuck? What's your number one issue? What's the one question you'd love for me to chime in on? Whatever you'd like, whatever's clever. And so let me know. I see Brooke, I see Joseph, Charlie, Thomas, Damien, Ben, Robert, Henry. Okay. So the question is, how do you uncover the authenticity of a network marketing company? Oh, man. So first, it's hard. It's not only do I think that's a dangerous question to ask, because let's just go down that path. Let's say that you have some kind of litmus test or some kind of series of questions, and you determine, this one, finally, they're authentic. Well, as soon as they're presented with different stimulus, as soon as it's not profitable or as soon as someone gets a big offer, that could change. So now your questions are out they're useless. And so there's a great proverb out there that came up right away when I read this question, and that is, fear of man is a snare, but trust in the Lord and be safe. And so what I would do before you join an opportunity is, I talked about this yesterday, is I want to find out what is, so the end of Romans 8 talks about how the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ is praying and interceding for you. I want to know, what are they praying for me? Because Jesus, when he taught prayer, he taught your will on earth as it is in heaven. So I just need to know God's will, and then I pray that will be done. And so I want to find out, Lord, are you praying about this company? Should I join it? Is this my next move? Is this the way to go? Is this, would this be, because his ways are higher than my ways. He knows things that I could never get out of a questionnaire. He knows things I could never get out of a survey. And so I personally, hopefully no one takes this personally, but I don't rely on trusting other humans. I trust the Lord. That's who I trust. And so I'm going to ask questions like, not, Lord, is this company authentic? Or, Lord, is this an honest company? Or, Lord, is this company going to be around? Lord, is it your will that I join this? Lord, is it your will that I go into this? Lord, are you praying for me in regards to this opportunity? And so, and it's, it's like Exodus 33, Moses says to God, God is frustrated, and God's like, you know what? Y'all just go into the promised land. I'll send angels to wipe out the armies. Just go, but I ain't going with you. And Moses says, if your presence won't go with us, please don't send us away. So 2 days ago, I think. So 2 days ago, I prayed on all the projects I'm involved in. And I'm like, all right, Lord, what are you doing about this? What are you praying for about this? And any that he wasn't praying anything about, I'm like, you're not praying anything about this? You're not doing anything about this? Okay, then that's me just operating on my own might. And so let it go. Not involved in it. And so the better question is it God's will? Because might God put you into a network marketing company that isn't authentic? Yes. Might God put you into a situation where the company folds? Yes. Because maybe you're supposed to be there to help someone. Maybe you're supposed to be there to connect with someone. Maybe you're supposed to be there to learn from somebody. And so the better question is, Lord, is it your will that I join this company? Lord, is this part of the plan? You behind me on this? Versus, how do I check all the boxes that this is the right logical choice? I hope that helps. Probably not the answer you're looking for. All right. Oh, appreciate that. Corey, is it? All right. Laura, what's up? You're awesome. Thanks for being on here. Henry, when someone no-shows on a Zoom meeting, do you reschedule them with them? If so, how do we follow up without being needy? So I talk about that in Rank Makers in the My Crazy Follow-Up, which, Lynn, is that video back now? I asked the team to put it back. I figured you probably would know. So let me know. But, and so, yeah, when someone no-shows on a Zoom meeting, I would just reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you weren't able to be on the Zoom meeting. No problem. I just have to prioritize my time and get back with the people that were. And so I'm a little tied up right now, but I can reach back out to you in the next couple of weeks. Let me know if that works. That is a postured follow-up. What most people would do is they would shame, guilt, they would beg, plead. Well, you said you'd be eligible, right? They'll do some kind of version of that. And that just blows you out of the water. You ain't ever getting that sale. If you go there, you ain't ever getting it. People don't want to sign up with whiners. They don't want to sign up with shamers or guilters or any of that kind of stuff. And so you just say, hey, I noticed you couldn't be on. No problem. I just got prioritized my time with the people that did. I'm pretty busy right now, but I could reach back out to you in the next couple of weeks. That is the way you do that. Hope that helps. Okay, Instagram. Y'all got any questions? I think a lot of times you guys are driving or something. I don't know. You guys don't ask a lot of questions over there, it seems. Okay, more questions. Oh, here we go. Look at that. I start hating on Instagram and 2 questions come in right away. All right. Okay, I cannot tell your name here. Pagate? Pagate? I invited a friend to do this biz, and he said, you and your wife just want to earn another free trip. How would you reply? Of course, we want to share the gift of network marketing with them. And so if someone is, they're just trying to earn something off of me, I would just say, well, hey, we'd, I don't know if it's possible for them to win the trip. So let me change my answer here. So, you just want to do this, right? Hey, listen, join if it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, don't join. We talk to lots of people. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to make extra money or trying to whatever it is that your benefit of your product is. And yeah, join if it makes sense. But if it doesn't, don't join. And guess what? We'll be friends either way. So let me know. All right. Okay. And so just don't fall for that nonsense. Don't a lot of people they they seek attention more than production, or in this case, they seek attention more than solving their problem. And so, they'll say something, this guilt trip kind of thing, because most like, people tend to, wherever they resonate, whatever frequency they are, they tend to want everyone else to be at that same level. And so there's probably things that they've done selfishly, or they've, not to get too deep here on this, you don't need to, it's pretty simple. But, if you want to go a little bit deeper, there's probably things that they've done selfishly, and there's probably things they feel guilty about. And because of that, they try to make others feel guilty about things, and make other people feel selfish. And so you don't have to psychoanalyze them. You just say, hey, if it makes sense for you to join. If not, don't join. Totally cool. What you do not want to do is say, oh, I just see you so good at this, and I just really want the best for you. And I just, any kind of, hey, do it if you want, don't if it doesn't make sense. Anything other than that is just going to solidify their thoughts that you're selfishly trying to get them. Okay. So hope that helps. Jen, can you share a couple examples of ways to pitch friends or acquaintances who are already in sales? I'm in, says her company, if that helps with the framing. So if someone's in another company, I wouldn't lead with opportunity. I would lead with the product. Hey, I know you're super happy with the company that you're promoting. You may consider the health benefits of what it is that I'm doing. And, here are some of the health benefits I've noticed and some other people have noticed. Let me know if you'd like to learn more. If not, totally cool. So it's a nonchalant, it's a point to the product. It's not a point to the opportunity. This is the mistake. Like, you'll see network marketers go to like BNI meetings, and I'm not saying that that's a mistake, but what the mistake is, every person at the BNI meeting is there to sell their thing. They're there to talk about their roofing company or their HVAC or their car sales, whatever. They're there to talk about their thing. The mistake that a network marketer would make often is they'll talk about the opportunity. You shouldn't talk about the opportunity in a BNI meeting. In a BNI meeting, you should talk about the product. You should talk about the service. You can talk about the opportunity later on down the road, but not at the BNI meeting. That shouldn't be make extra money, because that just seems like a big distraction to the person who has invested their time and money to be at the BNI meeting. Hope that helps. Oh, well, if they're not happy with their sales company, then that's easy. Hey, watch the presentation, see if it's a fit for you. Yeah, there's no guesswork there. That's pretty straightforward. All right. Let's see. So Lynn, just ask Rebecca, make sure that we have that back in Rank Makers if it's not back in there. All right, more questions. Wow, Trey, that's impressive. I'm on round 3 of reading Faith Driven Wealth. Very cool, man. I appreciate that. What's awesome, and just how God works, is 2 days ago, I had my biggest breakthrough in my entire life. And man, do I wish I had this before that book, but it wasn't God's timing. And so he must want it in the next book, which I am already working on. Right now, I'm working on a new ebook, all on sales, and I'm in talks with a publisher right now about the next book, which will be very very interesting, very interesting. But that's super cool, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for sharing that. By the way, he's referring to Faith Driven Wealth. That's my latest book with the foreword by John C. Maxwell. I'm very honored by that. And the 3 most common things I've heard about this book. 1, I've heard so many people say, I never finish a book, but I finished this one. 2, people that love God but struggle with money. It's helped them. And 3, I've had several millionaires read it, and they a lot of times you think, oh, if you're a millionaire, you're fine to go. But a lot of times millionaires spend their time worried about losing what they've made. And so I've heard from several people that do have good, decent amount of money, that it helped them no longer be scared of losing the money. Because, it's always, what is God talking you into, not safety. It's walking in the new creation. It's not like who does he want you to be versus where does he want you to be worried, right? He doesn't give us a spirit of fear. So that spirit of fear is not from him. Okay. How about pitching the side project to high ticket salespeople in a struggling industry? How about pitching the side project to high ticket salespeople in a struggling industry? So you'd have to feel that out, because it depends on their personality. Some people in high ticket sales are very red personalities. Not all of them, of course, but red personalities. And reds tend to run really hot for one thing. Sometimes they don't like to do multiple things. So you would just have to fill that out. You'd have to fill that out. Here, this is what comes up for me. So when I was the number one income earner of a network marketing company, I also made $1 million in a affiliate program. And the affiliate program, it was all based around internet marketing. So if I talked to someone and they were already in a company and they already in an opportunity, I'd say, well, how are you doing with generating leads online? And most of them be like, not very good. I wish I was better. I'm like, well, you might want to try this. And just by me doing that, generate over $1 million on the side. So I had a 7-figure totally side deal. And that was one of, I don't know, 15 income streams. Some of them still pay me 15 years later. It's crazy. I don't know if that answered your question, but let me know. Thomas, where to start in the Brilliant app? So if you're brand new to Graham's work, then you probably aren't used to accurately and consistently hearing in prayer. I'm not, no judgment, but I certainly wasn't. And most people I've ever met aren't, unless they've been in Graham's world for a while. And so, because the answer is pray on it. The answer is pray and God will reveal what's the best for you. But when someone isn't in that practice of praying for God's will, then I would suggest you jump into the Art of Thinking Brilliantly, which is under conferences. It is the best mindset course I have ever been through in my entire life. And oh, by the way, it's biblical and it's amazing. And then after that, I really like Mind of a Saint is kind of part 2. And then from there, it kind of depends on what you're dealing with. What are you struggling with? What do you need help with? And by the way, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about here, I'm partners in an app called Brilliant Plus, and it is the most powerful training I've ever been through. All biblical teachings with incredible stories and everything. It's not Graham reading the Bible. It's him incorporating verses into everyday situations that help us grow closer with God. And it's just amazing. And so if you want to try what it is that I'm talking about, you can send me a direct message. Don't put it in the comments because I'm not going to see it, but send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook with the number 5, and I'll know what you're talking about. And I'll send you over a 5-day trial. So you can try it. You can check it out. But that I would start with the Art of Thinking Brilliantly, which is under conferences. So don't dim that light. What's your best tip for approaching people so they feel helped and not sold to from a servant's heart? It's really simple questions. Hey, are you considering doing this, right? And, it's asking whatever your benefit is of your product, service, or opportunity. It's asking them questions. and say, and so in your marketing, in your prospecting, it's asking questions. It's not assuming that they need it or that they want it. It's asking questions. Hey, do you or anyone want to lose weight or want to have more energy or want to make more money or want to travel and save money on that? Whatever your benefit is, it's asking questions, which I cover a lot in my social media book. So if you haven't gotten that one, that's on Amazon. Okay. All right. So we're winding down. We got a few more. I'll do like maybe one, maybe two more questions. Okay. Colleen, what's your best advice for a corporate salesperson trying network marketing for the first time? So your challenge is going to be, you're going to go to people and they're going to say, well, that's easy for you to do. I'm not like you. Right? You're a professional salesperson. Of course you can do this, because people think that you have to have a sales background to do well in a network marketing company. Not the case. In fact, I have to detrain professional salespeople, because you no doubt will think it's about how good you are at selling and closing, when it's actually more about the system. And I know, because I was that person. I was that person. Like, I can sell better than these, doofuses. But the problem is I had sales skills and I had been in a lot of sales things. And so people would be like, yeah, I get that you're good at it. I get that you could do it. And the whole point of network marketing is to get other people to believe that they can do it. And so it's the art of using tools, using a system. That's the key. That's why most salespeople that are professional salespeople, they get into network marketing. A lot of times they quit too soon because they get frustrated. Because if you don't create duplication, you'll make money selling anything else. Go sell appliances or air conditioners or cars, or you'll make more money if you don't get any duplication. Just higher profits. And so it's you have to lean on the system. You have to kind of deprogram yourself that you have to be the super closer. Shayla, when you see people's potential, do you nudge them towards that or leave it be? It depends on their level of desire. Because what most leaders do is they operate in this Mother Teresa, holier than thou. I want it more for you than you want it. And all that actually does, you think that that's edifying the person in some way. It actually makes them feel like a loser. So there's a lot of leaders that cause attrition because their people feel like losers because they're not meeting the expectations of the leader. And so you have to see what's their level of desire. So if I see someone who would be an absolute rock star and I'm like, hey, is this something you want to run with right now? Or is this, and they say, no, right now I'm just kind of, doing my research. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. I'm not going to say you'll be so good at it. Oh my God, you're so talented and amazing, right? I'm not going to say that, because if they don't have that level of desire, then it's just going to make them feel like a disappointment. And no one on the planet pays to feel like a disappointment. It'd be like going to the gym and the gym owner saying, hey, it doesn't look like you lost any weight yet. What's going on? You'd be like, why am I paying for this? If you didn't have high desire. Now, if you had high desire, that'd pump you up and be like, yeah, I'm going to show you, right? But most people don't. And so you can't be that loser feeling creating leader that says, I want it more for them than they want it, right? They feel that energy, by the way. When you're like, oh, you'd be so good at this, right? They're just like, oh, well, sorry to let you down. Just like my parents. Right? We didn't have an option. If our parents felt like we were disappointments, no option. They got every option with you. They can just cancel, right? They won't know how to operate a microwave, but they'll jump through the hoops to cancel their auto ship. They'll scan their retina. They'll do the fingerprint. They'll rent a fax machine, right? They'll do all the 52 steps that your company requires to get off auto ship because they don't want to pay to feel like a disappointment. And that's what a lot of leaders create. And I talk a lot about that in my leadership book. And so, all right, kids. So that's our time. I got to jump off here. I appreciate you so very much. God bless you. Again, if you want to take your sales to the next level and we're looking for serious players. Less than 20 people are going to be in the room. So we want people that are implementers. We want people that are go-getters. We want people that really want 2025 to be a banner year for them. And that is our September Sales Evolution Workshop, Proven Techniques to AI Integration with me and my good friend, Mark Harbert. If you want to learn more about that, higdongroup.com/evolution. And so I appreciate you so very much. Have an amazing day. God bless you and your family. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.